Yeah, g'day YouTubers, Tinker O'Toole again here with another video. Today we're going to show you how to get a mirror finish on this knife so that it cuts excellent. So a mirror finish is something that's probably a perfectionist like myself would chase. So just make sure that the knife is in there and it's tightened up and it's quite sharp. And I've got a digital angle gauge and we'll just check. I want to do 20 degrees, 19.6, 19 point. We'll just make sure that that's sitting properly. Okay, 20 degrees. Okay. Now, the traditional way of sharpening is up and down as you move across, up and down. You might do 30 passes this side, 30 passes on the other side. You'll never achieve a mirror finish. A mirror finish means that you get rid of all the burrs, virtually at a micro level, and it will cut a lot sharper. So the way that we're going to sharpen is like a bit of a crosshatch. We're going to start in this corner, move the stone up as we go to this side. So it's sort of like that, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. We're going to do that 5 times. Then we'll come to the front of the knife and do it 5 times there. Flip the knife over and do it the same. And we're going to use water. Traditionally, you don't use water, but water works well on diamond stones as well as ceramic. So a little bit on the stone. Now, we've got a 600 grit, because the knife's sharp, so we don't need 320. So this model has 320, 600 and ceramic. So we're going straight to the 600 because it's already sharp. We just want to get it really sharp. So 5 passes from the back of the knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the front of the knife. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, flip the knife over. I just knock that out and put him back in. A little bit more water on the knife. 5 passes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start from the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clean the stone, clean the knife. Okay, flip him over. Now we need to go to 4 passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we need to flip him over again. Oh, sometimes this button at the back is a little bit difficult. Bit more water. We need 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Start here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Clean, flip him over, bit more water. Now it's 3 passes. 1, 2, 3. Start from here. 1, 2, 3. Flip him over. I think sometimes it's just as easy to pull that out. Start from the back. There's water on there, we'll just put a bit more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Clean it. Flip him back over. Bit of water. Now we need 2 passes. 1, 2. Flip him back over. Actually, I just forgot to, it's so easy to do. I forgot to do it this way. 1, 2. And here, 2 passes, bit of water. 1, 2, 1, 2. Flipping back over. This will be just 1 pass. 1, 1. And flipping back over. A lot of mucking around. A little bit of water. 1. And clean the knife. I'm just going to have a look at the knife. Don't know whether you'll be able to see it. Probably a little bit difficult. Okay, so just check the angle again because we're about to do the ceramic. And we've just turned over to the ceramic, and we'll probably have to do just as many passes to try and get that spot on. So a little bit of water again, and we'll start from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will tip over. I find it easier to pull it out. A bit more water. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just wipe it. A little bit more water. 4 passes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tip him over. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was 4. There. Pull him out, wipe him. And you're just going to continue now until we get down to the final pass. And then we'll have a look at the edge and what it looks like and how it cuts. So I'll just continue on. Okay, so we spent a bit of time with a leather strop. And a little bit difficult to see, but I think you can see the reflection up here with my thumb as I move it through the light. That's polished edge. It could be better, but it depends on how much time you want to spend. I think you can see that reflecting on that edge as I move it up and down. There. Look, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And it feels sharp. So we'll see how sharp it is. It does shave hairs because I tried it. We'll just do the old paper test. It should cut paper really good. Oh. No worries cutting paper. Oh. That is sharp. As I said, you can just see that shining on that edge a little bit there, like that. When I do that, twisting it, you can see that the light shine on it. Look at that. So if you want a bit of a smooth edge on it, be prepared to spend a bit of time on the 600 or 800, depending on what model you've got. And also on the ceramic, you've probably got to spend at least 15 minutes. And on the leather strop, spend a bit of time. The only difference is it's going to cut a little bit better how much difference that makes. To me, it's more of an experiment rather than anything else, just to see how sharp I can get a knife. Now, that's not a quality knife by any stretch of the imagination. That's just a cheap kitchen knife, probably worth $5 or something like that. But you can get that very, very sharp, dangerously sharp. Be very careful when you're using sometimes when you run your finger across it lightly like that, it doesn't feel real sharp. The reason it doesn't feel real sharp, because when you polish the edge up, you get rid of all those micro burrs. So you can't feel any burrs. Those little burrs can actually give you a false reference, thinking that the knife is sharp, because when you run your finger across the burr, they bite into your skin, and it gives you the illusion that, hey, wow, this is sharp. But in actual fact, it's not sharp. You can see that light reflecting like a mirror type. You can see that reflecting there. Look, that's real sharp, people. That is insanely sharp, and it just cuts as much as you want. Cutting paper's interesting. Just cuts paper without a problem. Okay, so conclusion. Off camera, I spent, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 minutes polishing this with the leather strop to get a more of a mirror finish. Now, the question is a mirror finish really worth it? Is it any sharper than, say, one like this that wasn't mirror finished? So we sharpened this knife on here, then we sharpened this knife on here, but we got a mirror finish. It's mirror finish as far as what I'm concerned, and we'll have a look at it in a minute. But is it really worth it? Well, yeah, I see a lot of people on YouTube, they've got a gold knife, a red knife, a blue knife. They've got all different coloured knives, pocket type knives. They're brand new, they're never used, and they've got this beautiful mirror finish on them. So I think it's more for people who are collecting, and to say, hey, look at me, I've got a pocket knife, it's got a mirror finish. Wow. But it's totally impractical. Have a look at a butcher or a chef. There's no way known you're going to find a chef or a butcher that's going to use one of these. They're going to use a steel, and they use a knife every single day for hours on end. And what do? They get the steel and they sharpen on a steel. That's what a chef does. That's what a butcher does. So to use one of these and to spend 10, 15, 20 minutes to try and get the perfect edge, mirror finish, is just a total waste of time from a practical point of view. But if you're a knife collector and you want to present your knives, show people your knives, how wonderful they are, how sharp they are, and how good of a mirror finish it is, because maybe it's your hobby or something else like that. I could understand that. And that's where I think there's a lot of people on YouTube saying that, hey, look at me, I've got a mirror finish knife. Wow. But in practical use, the moment you start to use that knife, you'll lose that mirror finish. It'll blemish very quickly when it strikes wood or whatever you're cutting. So this knife, how good did it really come up? Well, you know, it came up pretty good. It's really sharp, and I guess we can test it. You can see that bit of a shine on that edge, and what a lot of people do, we'll just see whether we can see it. Look at that. You can see that. Look at that. Now, if you do it on this edge here, look, you can see it, but it's not as bright. When you do it on here, have a look at that. We'll see. Look at that. That's very clear. So that's actually quite good. Now, if you do this knife, you see the difference? There's no mirror finish. You see the flame, but it's not as clear. Whereas you look at this. Okay, so the question is, how sharp is this knife? Well, it's really sharp. So we might as well just demonstrate how sharp that we got it. Was it worth it? Not really. It was more of an experiment just to see how good I could get a knife. Now I know that I can do it. Most likely I probably won't do it again. Not much of advantage. So this is a knife, razor sharp. Look at that. Once you get the knife going, it's fine. Sometimes the knife just gets caught. Depends on the angle that you push it in. But as you can see, look, even this knife, it's not as sharp. See, this one is nowhere near as sharp, but I could if I wanted to. But it's certainly okay. Look, it's for cutting small little vegetables, and that's what it does. So I really didn't practice a lot on that particular one. I did practice a little bit and got another knife, and it's a butcher's knife. So that's a butcher's knife there, and we spent a bit of time on that. It doesn't have a good finish. We zoom in there. It's got a reasonably good finish on it. It's, let's call it slightly semi-mirror finish, if you will. As you can see, it just depends. Now, the other thing that's interesting, you can do that on a $10 knife. But if you really want to present your knife and have it as a bit of a showpiece to people, don't do it on a $20 knife. Go do it on something that's worth $100 or something like that there. So there's a big difference between working soft metal and hard metal. In other words, a knife should be around the 55 Rockwell. You don't want it sort of getting up towards 60, and you certainly don't want it below 50. So this is made in Sweden. As I said, it's a butcher's knife. Don't know whether you can actually see that. Never ever focuses when you want it, but put a bit of white paper behind it. See, there it is. Professional quality made in knife. So yeah, it's a great knife. As I said, it's a butcher's knife. I use it in the kitchen, and most people would use a steel. So I just wanted to just roughly see. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. You can get a mirror finish. It's up to you whether you want to do it, and then it's also up to you whether you actually think it's worth it or it's a total waste of time. Personally, for me, it's a total waste of time. I'm not going to spend a half an hour trying to get a knife that good when it's only going to cut up vegetables or something like that there. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope this video is interesting and it answers some of the questions that people may want to ask, especially if you're new to knife sharpening. The only other thing that I would say with this type of unit here is it's okay to use a little bit of water on the stones, and by that, just dip your finger in water and put it on there. You will find that diamond stones will last a little bit longer if they've got a little bit of lubrication on them. You don't need a lot. And if you do use a bit of lubrication, it's a good idea that between passes, or every minute or so, that you wipe it clean and put fresh water on there so you don't have the old particles of diamond and old particles of metal that are sort of like blocking the pores, if you will, on the stones. So it's a good idea to clean the stones if you're using water. And it's a little bit of a controversy because they don't recommend using water with these, but there's a lot of other people will turn around and say that your diamond stones will definitely last a lot longer if you're using a little bit of water. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.